saw some dirty kids today begging on the street. Their daddies and their mommies didn't have enough to eat.
I heard about the fighting in a place that's far away, and all the lonely people who don't have a place to stay. It's sad that these things happen in a world that you've made, but I know for sure that there is hope, so now I will pray. Let there be peace and harmony in this world. Let there be love and joy for every boy and girl. Let your glory fall upon the earth, bring healing to us all. Oh Jesus, this I pray. Oh Jesus, this I pray. Oh Jesus, this I pray today.
I saw a sick old lady lying on a bed. She looked so weak and helpless that she had to be fed. I heard my neighbor crying when her daddy banged the door. Another little broken heart, I wonder are there more?
It's sad that these things happen in a world that you've made,
But I know for sure that there is hope, so now I will pray. Let there be peace and harmony in this world. Let there be love and joy for every boy and girl. Let your glory fall upon the earth, bring healing to us all. Oh Jesus, this I pray. Oh Jesus, this I pray. Oh Jesus, this I pray today.
Okay. Thank you once again, Tupe. Good afternoon, everyone, to all our participants. Tonight is our Zone 10A Polio Plus meeting, and I would say that this meeting is very special because we have a special guest. And also, we have a full of Rotary dignitaries, which will be who will be properly introduced tonight. Now, to introduce our dignitaries, I would like to recognize our convener, our NPolio Now coordinator for Zone 10A, and one of the member of the International Polio Plus Committee, NPolio Now coordinator for Zone 10A, Mary Ann Alcordo Solomon.
Thank you very much, Deputy and Polio Now Coordinator Ricky. A pleasant good evening, good morning, good afternoon to wherever parts in the world you are all from. I would like first to give my respect to our Zoom host, the District Governor of District 3860, Goblilo Alinio. Good evening, Goblilo, and congratulations for a very successful DISCON, which culminated yesterday. And our guest of honor, our keynote speaker, Brenda Cressey, who will be formally introduced later. Hello, Brenda. Good morning. Good morning in Maine.
Yes, good early morning, everyone. Looking
Yes, I hope
forward
you
to
have your
call.
cup of coffee with you now, beside you. With us is our Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator. We have Gov Penny Policarpio. Gov Penny, good evening.
Good evening, everyone, and wherever you may be, have a good day.
Yeah. And we also have our Regional Public Image Coordinator. We have Gov Ernie Choa. Good evening, Gov Ernie.
Good evening, Mayan. Good evening, Brenda. And of course, to each and every one of you. Good evening.
Thank you very much. And for our District Rotary Foundation Coordinator, we have past PCRG Chair, Philippine College of Rotary Governors Chair, Gov Nelson Aspe. Hello, Gov Nelson. We'd like to acknowledge the presence of our sharer, immediate past District Governor Edwin To of District 3850. Hi, Gov Edwin.
Good evening, buenas noches.
Buenas
Good
noches.
evening.
Another sharer from the District 3790, District Polio Coordinator, Carla Espinosa. Hi, Carla.
Hi, good evening, Governor. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. For the district governors present, we'd like to say hello to the classmates of our Zoom host. We have District 3790, District Governor Ana Lorenzana. Hi, Gov.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening po.
Good evening. And we also have the District Governor of 3830, District Governor Mildred Vitangcol. Good evening, Gov Mildred.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening. We'd like to say hello to our past district governors and our future governors, the district officers, the district polio coordinators, presidents, secretaries, fellow Rotarians, and friends. Again, good evening. And back to you, Ricky.
Thank you. Thank you, EPNC Mayan, for acknowledging our participants or Rotary dignitaries for this tonight. Then before we go on to the next welcome message, please, we have a pictorial first. Our first pictorial, so I would like to ask everyone to open your video and smile. Okay?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tops. And to formally open, I would like to formally open us all. I would like to call our District 3860 Imaginative District Governor Lilo Alino to do the welcome message.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Dear fellow Rotarians, on behalf of the Zoom host, District 3860, we wholeheartedly welcome you, especially our guest speaker, to this very significant and valuable webinar on protecting the children of the world, changing lives and saving lives, as we continue to support our legacy program group, the End Polio Now, and as we as Rotarians continue to serve with our very own way of continuing our life of service above self. We are very happy that you are all here. Thank you very much. Back to you, Ricky.
Okay, thank you so much, Imaginative District Governor Lilo Alino. Now, I would like to give to our convener to give the rationale and to give the polio standing and to give the introduction to our two sharers. I will call our convener and polio now coordinator and then International Polio Plus Committee, Mary Ann Alcordo Solomon.
Thank you very much once again, Ricky. At this point, allow me first to congratulate two of the members of Zone 10A polio team who were recipients of the regional service award for a polio-free world. So please show the screen to Pe, our first awardee. She was awarded during the district conference. District Polio Coordinator of 3790, Carla Espinosa. Congratulations, Carla. And from District 3860, He was awarded actually the other night at the culmination of District 3860's district conference. Ricky Andres, our very own deputy and polio now coordinator. Congratulations, Ricky. So to the both of you, congratulations. And may you inspire more Rotarians to do what you do, your conviction, your commitment, and your passion to help create awareness and raise funds for polio. Daghang salamat, maraming salamat. For the information of our keynote speaker, Zone 10A is composed of 10 districts. So we have District 3770, 3780, 3790, 3800, 3810, 3820, 3830, 3850, 3860, and 3870. And you will see that we have participants. Since they renamed themselves, they are from the different parts of the country of Zone 10A. So now you see the photos of our good-looking district governors of Zone 10A. I'm glad that we have some in attendance today. If not, they are well represented by the Rotarians from their district. Now, allow me to present facts. And this was the data taken from the Rotary International South Pacific Office, RISPO, as of May 2. This is our polio standing. And the good news is there have been updates particularly on cash contributions and on DDF contributions. But as of May 2, this is what we see, the polio standing per district. The breaking news is that District 3790 added $15,000 to the contribution from their DDF to polio. So that's District 3790, an additional $15,000. Thank you so much. Another breaking news is that 3780, through a communication from District Governor Florian Enriquez, is already pledging $15,000 from their DDF. So thank you so much. And of course, District 3860, there have been some errors in the posting, but actually the DDF is around 43,000 US dollars. So thank you once again. And I know with less than 2 months for Rotary year 2022-2023, more DDFs will be coming in. And a gentle reminder, if you are not sure of how much DDF is left and you want to write it off for DDF, just put in the DDF form all remaining DDF funds will be given to polio fund. So that's a gentle reminder, and thank you very much. Our next slide will show the performance of each district in comparison to the performance of the same period last year, May of 2022 versus May of 2023. So we have districts that are performing better than how they performed last year. And there are districts that have not yet reached the same performance level, but not to worry. I'm sure they will double time. They will do more before the end of this year. And the next slide will show how much is needed for each district to be at par with the amount that they have contributed to polio last year. So please take note of this, and we will all work together. And the magic and the beauty behind today's webinar is for all of us to understand the magic fundraiser which we identified last year, and that is through the Polio Plus Society. And we will understand more about the Polio Plus Society, and this is where each one, hopefully each one, becomes a member of the Polio Society and donate $100 per year to Polio Plus until the world is certified polio-free. My last slide will show our graph, a check graph. And you know, when we say a check, the end is supposed to go up. So last year, we raised $953 million. We hope to reach for $1 million. Can we do that? Yes, we can. through the Polio Plus Society membership. We need to, again, intensify our fundraising through the giving of $1,500 from the different clubs, through the giving, individual givings of Rotarians, and through the Polio Plus Society. So I end this first part of my presentation. Thank you very much. And the second part, I would like to present with pride the sharers for today's webinar. I'd like to begin with introducing a district polio coordinator who has held the position for the last 3 years. She is a past president of the Rotary Club of Central Pampanga and is currently the beautiful district polio coordinator of District 3790. Fellow Rotarians, Rotar actors who I now see in the Zoom, friends, District Polio Coordinator, Carla Espinosa. Carla?
Thank you, Govman, for the generous introduction to our district governor, my governor, Ann Lorenzana, and to all the past, future, and present district governors. Protocol observed. Good evening to all of you. I would like to share to you the success story of our Polio Plus banquet. We started on 2020 in the Rotary year 2020 to 2021 with 56 charter Polio Plus Society. Then on the next year, we have from the Rotary year 2021 to 2022, we had 221 Polio Plus Society members. And this Rotary year, with the help of our dynamic district governor and our DRFC, Dynamic District Governor Andor and Sana, and our District Rotary Foundation Chair, Dennis Go, together with our dynamic leaders and Rotarians in our district, through the diligence, commitment, and perseverance of our Rotarians, we were able to push through our Polio Plus banquet. This is the first Polio Plus banquet as well as in Zone 10A. This was from our 197 clubs. And the highlight of this event is to intensify awareness and raise funds for polio. Club individuals were recognized in various categories. So more than 200 Rotarians were inducted and pledged to give $100 to Polio Plus Fund until polio is being eradicated in the world and declared by the World Health Organization a polio-free world. Now, we are already 320 Polio Plus Society in our district and still counting. So on the Polio Plus banquet, this is a momentous occasion in our district. We were inspired by the valuable insights on the importance of a polio-free world and how to intensify awareness and raise funds for polio, provided by our, of course, nonetheless, of course, the indefatigable, our International Polio Plus Society member and Polio Now Zone Coordinator, and our inspiration to the Polio Plus Fund in ending polio. So another highlight of this event was the auction also of the 2 limited edition of paintings and a scarf titled Imagine One's Dream from a famous Chicago-based artist, Darren Jones, a brother of RI President Jennifer Jones. And we were able to raise for the paintings $1,100 and for the scarf $1,000. And this will be, these were donated to our Polio Plus Fund. And also, of course, during the presentation of Gov. Mean, she reported the Polio Plus Fund goals in the world, district, and clubs. She stressed that every single value that we give to polio really matters in our dream of being a polio-free world. She also stressed the Rotary's top priority is to end polio, and together we will fulfill Rotary's promise to the children to make the world polio-free. So I would like to share to you our video during our Polio Plus banquet.
The world is possible if we set our hearts and minds to it. Because when you give more, you are making space for our provider to give you more.
Rotary Club of Cebu Fuente beckoned in 1998. She assumed various leadership roles in the club and the district before she was elected as the First Lady President of the club in 2001, after 20 years since the club's charter. Governor Ann, Governor Mayan, and myself served in 2001 as Eagle Presidents.
But more importantly, to appreciate your generosity for helping our organization fulfill its promise to the children of the world.
Let us not forget that our country in 1979 was the first recipient of the polio vaccines through the 3H program of Rotary. Then RI President James Bomar gave the drops of polio vaccine to a Filipino child in Makati.
She's a Hall of Famer Rotarian of the Year awardee in her club, a multi-district awarded district officer, and a Major Donor Level 1 member of the Rotary Foundation and a Polio Plus Society member.
We need to be reminded that Rotary's top priority is to end polio now. Together, we will fulfill our promise to the children to make the world polio-free.
As Rotarians, we should never doubt that the vision of a polio-free world is possible and within our reach.
Are all walking. They don't have polio. We have Rotary to thank for that.
Together, let us be part in making history happen and create a legacy that Rotary is here to end polio now. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang District 3790.
Yes, thank you for that video play. And another creating awareness in our campaign. During the banquet, we also recognize the Polyplus individual benefactor who gave 1,000. The individuals who gave 1,000 to Polyplus Fund. And we also recognize clubs that gave 1,500 and more. And also the 100 Polio Plus Giving Club at $20 each member. And also the top 10 club public image for the creating awareness campaign to polio. So another best practices that we are doing in our district is we have the media platform, radio and local, social media, Facebook, billboards, banners, and posters to create awareness to polio. And this will be shown in another video, please.
There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone, somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth in your love's all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a prize a day, so let's start giving. There's our choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Send them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. There's God who's showing us by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a prize a day, so let's start giving. There's our choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, there seems no hope at all.
Yes, thank you very much. And again, I would like to thank my Team Polio in our ever supportive District Governor Ann Lorenzana and our District Rotary Foundation Chair Dennis Go, my Team Polio World Polio Day Chair Carlito Villanueva, Polio Plus Society Chair Agnes Garcia, and all the dynamic leaders and Rotarians in our district. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Governor Ann.
Thank you very much, Carla. And for the information of everyone, this year is Carla's last year as District Polio Coordinator. However, next year will be the start of her year as a Polio Plus Society Coordinator for Zone 10A. So to our keynote speaker, Brenda, she is the person I was referring you to, the first Polio Plus Society Coordinator of Zone 10A, and I believe the first in the world, as discussed during our End Polio Now committee meeting. So congratulations, Carla. You are the first and you lead the way. Our next sharer is the past president of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. And Zamboanga City incidentally just celebrated its 75th charter anniversary. I would like to issue a disclaimer, however, our sharer is not 75 years old. He is one of the younger looking, and I would say good looking district governor. And I think that was one secret on the success of getting more Polio Plus Society members. The how do you call this? He is a life-changing district governor. I think life-changing district governor of Rotary year 2021-2022. Fellow Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen, District Governor Edwin To. Gov Edwin?
Government. Yes, good evening, everybody. Buenas noches, fellow Rotary leaders, especially to past RI trustee, Chair Brenda. I'm Edwin. I'm Edwin To, IPDG from Zamboanga City, as mentioned. I was invited by past District Mary Ann Solomon. I call her my FGM, Fairy Godmother. All my requests were granted. That's why I also have to, in a way, grant her all her requests. No? She coached me before, during, and up to now. My topic tonight is the best practices of District Create by Zero in our Polio Plus Fund campaign. I hope you will find my sharing helpful. And this was done with a go signal of DPC Chair Jun Kwan. I call him my co-gob. Let's continue. So this was the president where I served RI President Shaker Mehta, and he said Rotarians love challenges. And I believe and I'm very sure you will agree with me. We all love challenges, despite our personal or business operation challenge. Yet we want to be Rotarians to challenge ourselves to do good in this world. And yes, the Rotarians of District Create by Zero embrace the challenge to eradicate polio head-on. And these are the outcomes of our effort. So the final result, this is like we reverse it, executive summary. The final results, District Create by Zero, out of 1,320 Rotarians, we were able to encourage, inspire, invite 320 Polio Plus Society members, considering this 0 to 1. And then we were able to encourage 2 clubs to become 100% Polio Plus Society members. This is Bongao and Iloilo City. 6 Rotarians gave $1,000. He wants to stay anonymous, and this is our DPC chair. 10 Rotary clubs donated 1,500. 13 clubs became 100% Polio Plus giving club. And all club presidents, 53 club presidents in our district, they all gave to the Polio Plus. So, and then this was record breaking. Since we have 320 Polio Plus Society member, instantly we have 32,000. And then later on, as I discussed with Gome, and even $10, regardless of the amount, we are very much inspired, or we're very thankful. No? 710 came. So all in all, our performance was 49,710. So for us, this is our way of inspiring. We have been inspired through the years. Our district gave 8,500, 8,400, and then the preceding year, they gave 15,000. So we like to push ourselves. So together, with the 53 life-changing president, we decided to bring the joy of giving to the end polio to the next level. As leaders, we always build on the successes of our previous Rotary year. We did our best, and this is our outcome. And I would like to share just the limit. I have 5 minutes, so I will give 5. If Komean gave me 10 minutes, I'll give 10. So I'll leave it to 5 for now. So first is believe in end polio now. Be innovative. Begin with the end in mind. Beg, bug, or makulit, or persistent. That's in English. And number 5 is best effort together. So believe in end polio now. It starts from the top. No matter how convinced, and then there should be ownership is key. I always say this. No, I go and said my topic will be how we did it in Polio Plaza, but I just have to add. It starts from the top. The governor should walk the talk. The DPC should walk the talk, and then eventually it will cascade. They will always watch our language, our body language, things said and things unsaid. No, and then also appoint somebody who wants to end polio. No, don't just appoint because he's your friend, because your textmate, but appoint somebody who's very passionate, who wants to end polio like you. or like Rotary. And then to add to the substance of your conversation, you might want to interview a person with polio or a family whose member was a person with polio. So I give honor and respect to our incumbent district governors. You still have 53 days to go. So keep on going. Your last day of service, you sign out on June 30. So I did the math for you. 53 days to go. And then you will join the roster of PDGs on the 54th day. As mentioned, it starts from the top. And we're very fortunate. Past RI President James Bomar came to the Philippines back in 1979 to do the first drop. It was to immunize 6 million children in the Philippines. And then past RI President Matt Caparas was there to assist him. And then this is what I said, no? To gain ownership, you have to, as governors, as leaders, if you want to ask for the support, you yourself should be familiar. Do your research, study a little bit about it, so you'll be very conversant with it. No? So since we're in the Philippines, we bring it to the Philippine setting. The last polio case was back in 1993, and eventually Philippines was declared in October 2000. We were declared, our country was declared polio free. It was 21 years after the first drop in Guadalupe Viejo, Makati City. And then we add to our conversation that we're just 1% away to a polio-free world. And also, we can also add to our conversation that this is like COVID. Polio is a virus, and it's just a one plane ride away. So that is how we convince members to support our flagship program of Rotary. And to add to the conversation, we did this during our lunch, the lunching, or to show our appreciation. We, with the help of past President Julie Carbon, who's here with us from RSD Bacolod South, the same club of DGE Mate. So she interviewed two of her friends. One doesn't want to grant interview because she's still traumatized. I just reviewed some of the reading materials, and she said when she was younger, before we talk about Wilfredo, people were calling her kangaroo feet. They were just harassing her. And up to now, she was so traumatized, she doesn't want to grant interview. We're very fortunate. Wilfredo was kind enough. He's now retired. He's based in US, but he allowed us to interview him and process it. But the most powerful statement he gave us was, "Where was Rotary when I was born? I could have been vaccinated." He was 2 years old then. It was 1960, if I'm not mistaken, 1963 or 1965 now. So, but not everybody can go through this. So those were our driving force. That's why we listen to their stories, and they inspire us to keep on going personally. And if we can share that kind of stories to our members at large, Rotarians and non-Rotarians, we'll be able to get their support. Number 2 is to be innovative. So the challenge, fellow Rotary leaders, how will you make it more fun and exciting this Rotary year? Although the Govmayan has been asking us, so what will be the twist this Rotary year? So for us, what we did was we were thinking, how can we double the performance of 15,000? Not because we're better than the previous governors, no. But we want to show our district that we can do it. So what we did, through the help of DPC Jun Kwan, we said we saw there was we call this a untapped potential in the form of Polio Plus Society. Because if I attended the talk of then Gob Jun Farcon, he kept on saying, you start with the big ticket. So you start with 100, but later I'll show you even $10 will accept. But you start with the big, to sustain this, you start with the big donors. And for us, for the polio, the big donors will be the $100. And to do this, to put it together, we created the Polio Plus Society charter membership. So it's marketing. Everybody wants to be the first, We know who landed first man to step on the moon. Even we will, in our talk, you will still remember who gave you the first kiss. Govmayan, can you remember? You don't have to type it. Okay, so we always want to be the first. So when we said charter member, to be the first, and then so we were able to get so much members. And then we also share with them we have been very successful. We're just 1% away to be part of history. And third is we tell them the pin is more than just a pin. No? It's a pin is a symbol of love and generosity. And then so this is what we did. We invited everybody, and then we gave ourselves a deadline. No? So this is not forever, because there's a lot of fundraising going on in Rotary. But we told ourselves we want to finish the polio effort by October. So we did a mass induction. This was the first time we invited. Aside from being charter member, this is historic. So Mike McGovern was there to induct everybody. So we put them all together. So we did double time. We started our invitation to be part of the Polio Plus Society charter members sometime in August, because July is the leaders will just step in. So they're still processing, engaging the members. So we started August, September, October. And then I told Jun Kwan, after October, November is TRF month. We have to give way to TRF month. So we were pacing everything. And then also what we did was we inspire giving through recognition. We did not wait for Gobmean or 10A to give it to us or RI. We did our own TARP and then we shared with the group. If they donate, if 100% will donate, they will receive this a very special banner. We also made it easy. This is like we keep it simple, like going to McDonald's or Jollibee. We have a set meal. So we started with the high impact first and then mass impact. So high impact, we encourage the club. If you look at this basket of giving, we start with 1.5. I think all Rotarians will have $1,500 hidden somewhere. And then later on we go to 1,000, and then later on we go to 100. We just keep on going. No? So high impact, then mass impact. We get our commitment, and then remember to follow up. Our mantra is there's no poor Rotarian, only poor follow-up. So we remember who they are. And then we also came out since we even $100, even $10, we'd like your support. We want you to be part of the efforts. No? So we came out with limited edition. We added the word limited edition. That will add to the marketing, like Hermes. There's a scarcity mentality. No? So aside from we want to involve all Rotarians as much as possible. So and then this year we weren't able to do it, but what you can do is encourage Rotarian to make the end polio memorabilia to be their Christmas gift to their friends and suppliers. And then also we made a day, a day wherein everybody will wear their end polio T-shirt or end polio cap or end polio mask. That will encourage everybody to purchase, which will lead to donation. We also did this. We took pictures we asked the club president to send pictures, and we took care of all the marketing materials behind it already. Because if you ask them to do it, it will take so much of their time. They end up not doing it. So we ask for the picture, we process it and send it back to them, which they're very happy to send to their friends. That is one way to do public image faster. Number 3 is begin with the end in mind. We set goals, and then we do the numbers together. This was not done by ourselves. You have 10 members, so $100. We sat down with the president. Who can give more? Who can give less? And then we ask for specific names, and then we gave that name back to our DPC to follow up, or easy follow up. And then we help the president understand the fundraising timing, because there's such thing as the semi-annual dues, there's club dues, there's TRF, and then there's also club flagship project. So we have to time everything. So that's how we assisted them. And then also number 4 is to beg and bug. This is where you say makulit. We all know that if a governor, when we were still club president or even simple Rotarian, if a governor will call us, we really jump up. So we have to understand the dynamic, and then we leverage on that. And then we we've also leveraged on the district governor to be in the forefront of the campaign, lead the way. And eventually, no, for us Filipinos, Gob, I received a Gob. Alam mo, makulit ka talaga, but it's okay. No? So they will, some will say that I'm so, anyway, you'll translate, Gob, and you'll translate that to our guest Brenda later, no? But I know, I personally, I did not hesitate to ask because I know not a single centavo will go to us, no, personally. So we give, in my mindset, we give all Rotarians the opportunity to help. So whether they want to help, whether the answer is yes or no, we keep on going. That was our inspiration. It's actually, we're just creating the opportunity for them to help. And then best effort together. Always a past district governor, late Charlie, said, just ask Rotarian nicely. So ask with a smile. And then later on, we also did, we have to think out of the box. You can ask Rotarians for support, and we have artists along the way. They want to perform or they want to do artwork for you. And again, President Julie was very kind enough to do some paintings, and then we auctioned this. And then DPC, I think DPC, Doctora Santos is here with us. No, she bidded and she gave $208. So that amount did not go to our district, but we asked her to donate to the End Polio Fund. And then also our club president, then she's May Castro, who is now with the public image, the group, no, of past district governor Ernesto Choa. No, she also bidded and she donated eventually $405. So those are some of the things we did. And in the end, let me close by saying the possibility of eradicating polio virus is based on the probability of eradicating polio plus is based on our possibility to inspire all Rotarians to be involved to end polio. Because I know together we can, together we will, and I'm very much excited, ready and hopeful. We can say together we did it. So from District 3850, Zamboanga City, thank you for doing good in this world. Good. Buenas noches a todos.
Buenas noches and gracias, life-changing District Governor Edwin To. Wow, I think I did not make any mistake in choosing two of our sharers today, two of the champions in creating awareness and raising funds for polio. And true enough, both of them, Carla and Gov Edwin, we journeyed together when we initiated the Polio Plus Society in Zone 10A. So you've heard the best practices from a district polio coordinator's point of view, and from a district governor's point of view, and both of them agree that we should have leadership by example, and both of them agree that we need to fulfill our promise to the children of the world to make the world polio-free. So I'd like to close these two parts of my presentation with my favorite photo. And this photo will show the photo of my grandchildren. So to past trustee Brenda and to the rest here in the platform, meet my granddaughters, Frankie and Leela, who were born on the same day, July 11, 2020, one in New York and one in Cebu. And they have affirmed my conviction, my commitment, and my passion that we will have to end polio now. Because to them, they want their grandma to spend more time with them than going around ending polio. Kidding aside, why is that? We do this to fulfill the promise to the children of the world to make the world polio-free, because the children are the future of the world.
I am the future of the world. I am the hope of my nation. I am tomorrow's people. I am the new inspiration. And we've got a song to sing to you. We've got a message to bring to you. Please let there be for you and for me a tomorrow. Tomorrow. If we all can agree, there'll be sweet harmony. Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
and Polio Now. Together, we can make history. Together, we will end polio now. So, good evening, good morning, everyone. Back to you, Ricky.
Wow, thank you so much, Gobean, and thank you for leading us all in Zone 10A towards eradication of polio. Now, and to Edwin and to DPC Carla, thank you so much for sharing your best practices for polio in your district. We are all inspired. So thank you so much once again. And to all the Rotarians in our zone, thank you so much for all that you do for polio. Now, to formally introduce our key guest speaker, I'd like to call our imaginative District Governor of District 3860, District Governor Lilo Alinio.
It is my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Brenda M. Cressey. Brenda is the Rotary Foundation Trustee Chair in 2018-2019. She joined Rotary in 1989 and is currently a member of the Rotary Club of Ocoquit, Maine, in Rotary District 7788. She served as District 5240 Governor in 2001-2002. Brenda is a retired CEO of Office Support Systems, a telecommunications business in Maine. Brenda served in several key roles for Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation, and recently completed a 4-year term as a trustee from 2017 to 2021. She was honored to become the first woman vice chair and then chair of the Rotary Foundation in 2018-2019. Most of Brenda's assignments have focused on fund development for the Rotary Foundation, specifically in the areas of peace and polio eradication. However, she shares the importance of supporting the Foundation's annual fund, endowment, and major gifts. Most recently, she's been inspired by the amazing projects being carried out around the globe, addressing local and critical needs due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Brenda has seen and experienced firsthand how our gifts to the Rotary Foundation greatly impact the lives of others and how these gifts will someday bring peace and understanding around the world. She and her husband Dick are members of the prestigious Arch Club's Legacy and Bequest Societies, major donors, Paul Harry Society members, and have established the Brenda and Richard Cressey Endowment for Peace, supporting Peace Certificate Fellowships. Brenda is the recipient of the Rotary International Service Above Self Award, the Rotary Foundation's Citation for Meritorious Service, and the Rotary Foundation's highest recognition, the Distinguished Service Award, as well as holding numerous public awards and recognition. Brenda currently resides in Wells, Maine with her husband Richard, who is retired from a long career as a vice president in manufacturing. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Rotarians, with a virtual applause, please welcome Brenda Cressey.
Thank you. Thank you, District Governor Lilo. What a nice introduction for me early in the morning. Oh, goodness. Good evening, District Governors, coordinators, all of you, each of you, for all your work and your passion to end polio now. With all protocols observed, I will continue because I have a lot of information to share. And I want you to know that if you have any questions or you need additional information, Mien will certainly help you reach out to me. I want to congratulate the Regional Service Award for Polio Free World. Congratulations to you both. This is just such wonderful news. And as I listened to all the presentations this morning, I made several notes because, it gave me even a half an hour more to congratulate everybody for what they're doing. The reports that Mian shared with us in regards to the total giving from cash and from DDF, and I know that will continue to grow and make a difference. And I also made a note about the public image that you're doing to create more awareness. I congratulate our public image chairs as well. Both DDF and cash are very, very important, and as is the recurring giving through the Polio Plus Society. And so I'm so pleased to hear the interest in the creation of new Polio Plus societies and to find new ways to enhance the importance of doing this and at different levels, and also recognizing those clubs who are achieving 100%. That is amazing. And so, Carla, I really want to thank you for your contributions and making this a priority. I am so excited that you are the first Polio Plus Society chair in the world. Congratulations, Carla. Thank you for doing that. And I know we'll have many more following her, but she will certainly lead the way. I have so many things to share with you this morning. I'm not quite sure to start, but my talk today is protecting the children of the world, changing lives and saving lives. And the Philippines, as we heard, was the first to begin taking on this priority with the vaccination of all the children in the world in the Philippines. And I want you to know that I talk about this all the time. And when I visited the Philippines a few years ago, I was there just after polio was found again in the Philippines. And I was so impressed how the government and the Rotary clubs came forward and stopped it right in its tracks. It was very, very impressive. So thank you for that as well. I love the videos of the gala, the Polio Plus gala, and everybody in red. That was fantastic. So Edwin, your best practices on the how and the why and the trials and the success, and how important it is to share our stories and make it new and fun and exciting. And especially regarding the charter certificate banners, I like that a lot. So I'm going to ask you to send me that PowerPoint deck, because there's a lot of good information in there that other people will want to share. Recently, just last night, I was telling Mian last night, I just arrived back from 2 back-to-back trips. The first in Atlanta at a district conference where I was a president's rep. And then I moved to District 7020 in St. Croix. And that is our past Rotary International President Barry Rassen's district. And we had many, many people there. And I just wanted to share 2 quick points about those 2 visits, because I was able to share my passion for polio. And in Atlanta, at that district conference, we had 75 people step up there to become members of the Polio Plus Society, and I was able to pin them. And we also had an opportunity to visit Warm Springs. This is the place that our past president, Teddy Roosevelt, went after having polio, and he found that the warm water and the movement was so beneficial to him. And that began a movement for many, many people to go there. And indeed, it did help relieve some of the pain and the suffering that our polio survivors were dealing with. And I was able to collect some of the water in a vial with the district governor there. So I'm so excited to be able to take a picture once I get settled and share that with everyone. It was an amazing place. And perhaps me and I can come back and share some pictures of that another time. I took a lot of pictures about the little museum and the importance of Rotary involved in polio eradication. And now fast forward, when I was in St. Croix, the same thing happened. It was so amazing. We had over 70 people. I ran out of pins for the Polio Plus Society, and so now I have a list. But one thing that happened that really touched my heart, I was asked to give a presentation to the Rotaractors, and I didn't realize that the Rotaractors were having their own district conference this coming week. So many of them weren't there. So I just kind of shifted gears as we all become flexible in our presentations. And I said, all right, so tell me how many Rotaractors are here, how many Rotarians are here who were Rotaractors. And so, yes, many of us are. And all of a sudden, I had all these hands going up, and I said, come up on stage with me. So I had 15 Rotarians who were Rotaractors come up on stage. And of course, these were all very young, energetic people, incoming presidents, incoming secretaries to the Rotary clubs. And I was so impressed with the fact that Rotaract truly is the road to becoming a great Rotarian and to serve in leadership positions. So I told them that I would all make a contribution to Polio Plus in their name. And they all got so excited. And then subsequently after my talk, I said, oh my goodness, I'm all of a sudden thinking about how much it's going to cost me. and I said, and then I announced that I would make $100 contribution in each of their names. Well, everybody jumped up and stood up, and everyone, all of them kept coming up to me throughout the conference saying, now you must keep your promise to the children of the world. So they're looking forward to that wonderful contribution to polio. So the next thing that I want to share is a slide deck. I'm sorry I didn't get this. I'm going to do it myself. But it's a slide deck that was sent to me by an End Polio Now coordinator. And it's very, very impressive. And it can be used by any district, but I'm going to get this up here, and they can actually create, and let's see if I can do this. I have too many windows open. Here we go. And I'm going to do this quickly. All right. So slideshow. You got to remember, I'm not quite awake yet. Can you see that?
Yes, we can see that.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So I'm just going to go through this quickly, Mian, because I think it's something that could inspire and help us create new Polio Plus societies or encourage people to join it. So let's go from the beginning. So you can put your district name and do an update. Here, as I walk into a part of the slum area in India, I'm careful where I step. Cows are chained near me. It's clear that open sewage is in the area. And then there's a little video so that we can really feel what this individual has gone through, or you can just share that you know an End Polio Now coordinator who was here. The next slide, it says, as we enter the compound, smoke fills the air. I notice a young boy that's watching all of this. And I think the videos really do tell this story, don't you? So now that here we have a little boy who was vaccinated. Vaccination is under 25%. How does it impact a person's life? Even though someone can contract polio, it's not unlike COVID. The impact may not be severe, but if it does, and the person lives, they have to deal with suffering. It's terrible. A lot of us don't realize what polio is. And I think this is just so important to share why we need to finish the job. Then there's a video here that I'm not going to share. Obviously, everything is a little bit too long, but I'll move on. We need to protect our children. There is no reason for children or humanity to live like this. There is a vaccine that can prevent this. So why do we eradicate polio? And there are talking points on that. Who are we vaccinating? How are we vaccinating? Look, this is incredible how this man is plunging through the snow just to get to vaccinators. And so it goes on, and I won't go through it any further. I will talk more about the Polio Plus Society in a minute, but Mian asked me to share a little bit about let me take this share down. Here we go. A little bit about the GPEI, the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. The initiative started because of polio and because of Rotary's work. And we need to answer the call. And so we need to also achieve eradication through collective ownership and accountability. And we now have a new strategy, an updated strategy that will cover between the year 22 to 26. And there are 2 strategies and 2 goals. And there are wonderful reports, very lengthy reports, but there is an executive summary available if you go to GPEI on the website. The 2 goals is 1, permanently interrupt all polio plus transmission in our endemic countries. And the second one is to stop CV-DPI transmission to prevent outbreaks in non-endemic countries. And to achieve these goals, the GPEI will transform its approach in each region and each country through mutual collaboration. So goal 1 is to stop the transmission, right? And we really need to interrupt the world polio virus, the WPVI, I mean, in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And it requires an emergency posture by GPEI, governments, and all polio eradication partners. We need to model what we've already done and avoid the failures. The second goal, of course, is to stop the CV-DPI transmission and to prevent outbreaks in non-endemic countries. For instance, we recently had cases in the US and in London, and we were able to attend to that very quickly. I'm not going to get into all the technicals because Mike McGovern can do that best. The other thing that we need to think about is to have equity when it comes to gender. And a lot of women are not able to achieve or to have access to health care, and many of our women are not vaccinated. So GPEI is looking at that as well. So this strategy, as I said, will continue on through 22 to 26, and also once again encourage you to read this strategy to really get a flavor of what it is all about. And so next, I know I have a half an hour and I don't want to put you all to sleep. It's getting close to your sleep and I'm trying to awake. So the Polio Plus Society, let's go there. It encourages really all Rotarian members to join the society to culminate our collective effort to eradicate polio. The society developed locally to honor and thank individuals for their generous and ongoing support of Polio Plus. Many Rotary districts have already launched the Polio Plus Society, as evidenced today. It's incredible to think that you are also the leaders in the world for the Polio Plus Society. Thank you so much. You really are the leaders, and everyone looks to the Philippines. You know how to do everything in a big way and to celebrate, and you celebrate together. And I think that's really important because it shows your passion to the members of Rotary. And when they see your collective passion, they want to join, and they want to join your bandwagon, right? They want to join your party. The Polio Plus Society was initiated through the effort of John Durham and Robert Hall when they called me and asked if I would lead the global effort for the Polio Plus Society. I was so honored when they asked me this, and I was very excited. And at first I said no. And the reason I said no were two things. I felt that the districts really needed to have the authority to create their own criteria, their own recognition, their own way of moving this initiative forward. Because I think the Polio Plus Society is really a movement. It's a movement to say that we will be in this until the end. And we are doing it by promising to commit contributions to Polio Plus until we do see that last case. And by the way, we are so close. We've only had no cases in the last 10 weeks. And once, of course, we reach that 1-year milestone, then we can start looking at certification for Afghanistan and Pakistan. And that would be 3 years down the road, but we really want to see that 1 year and continue forward. So, you know, as a district-led initiative, the society that is now a trustee-approved program will be a way, an example for some districts to ask members to signal their support and to fulfill their giving by enrolling in Rotary Direct. This is the best way to do it, or recurring giving. And we had many members. I had the QR code up on a computer, a laptop, at these two events I just mentioned, and it took the individuals directly to Rotary and Polio Now website, where they could immediately select how much they wanted to give at $100 or more to Polio Plus and how they wanted to make that contribution, whether it be monthly, quarterly, or annually. And it was surprising to see some of the senior Rotarians watch that in action. It was really fun to see how people were just using their cell phone to make this happen immediately. So with the district leaders, we're providing new reports that I will show you shortly. And we will provide examples of how to start, how to refresh your society, and the importance of it. So now I'm going to share my screen again. And this one is here. Well, maybe from the beginning. All right. Mian, do you see this?
None. There's no screen.
Oh, okay.
Slide.
I'm sorry. Let me try it again. I wish I weren't so busy so I could be well positioned to do this. Hold on. I will go back. Where did it go? All right. I have it open. Okay. And almost there, folks. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think you can see it now. Yes?
Yes, the GPEI strategy.
Yes, all right.
All right.
So I just went through this and I won't, I just wanted to show these beautiful pictures in the report because again, these are pictures that you can put into your slides when you do this. The women working with the community, how they put together these immunization days with the volunteers. Okay, so here we are, the Polio Plus Societies. Thank you so much. I've put together this slide because we began to have many questions about, you know, what are we responsible for? Well, in the end, you're responsible for whatever it is that you want to do, because this is district-led. And so I put together some talking points for you, or some points for each entity. So at the district, you need to find people to join the society. You need to figure out how to track your membership, because Rotary International will not, but we will provide you reports that will make it much easier for you. You can also determine what your recognition is for the society, to members, and to the clubs. I encourage each district to initiate a Polio Plus Society chair to work either with your polio chair or your foundation chair. And there are other responsibilities that you create. With the End Polio Now coordinator, they will be responsible, in my opinion, to help Polio Plus societies in their regions, to support them, to provide them with information and resources. And they will also they will be trained on how to read the report, the contribution detail report that I'll show, and then in turn train the district people and the Polio Plus Society on how to utilize that report as an incredible resource for the tracking, and also to raise awareness about a toolbox that will be filled with resources on the End Polio Now website beginning on July 1st. And so what's expected from Rotary, since this is not an official program of Rotary International or the foundation? Well, it is in a way, because we are trying to find new ways and be flexible and adaptable with regional leadership. And this is why this district-led is so important, because again, the Philippines will be leading the way as to how to work together. You have already established that by working together with all the districts in your zone. So the Secretariat will promote Polio Plus societies at all events and trainings. And indeed, we're going to have a booth at the Melbourne Convention, and I will be there. I hope to meet many of you, and I hope that you will stop by the booth and encourage people to stop by the booth. And if they come by and agree to become a member of the society, and if I'm there, I will be very honored to pin them. Excuse me. They will continue to work on the contribution detail report and the Polio Plus Society toolkit. Excuse me. This is our new Polio Plus Society logo and examples. I apologize all of a sudden. Examples of how you can use it at the club and district level.
Excuse me, Brenda.
Yes.
I don't think your slides is moving.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah.
Excuse me, just 1 minute. I'm gonna.
Yeah, there you go.
It's showing?
Donor summary on CDR.
Okay. All right. All right, I'll just leave it there. You have that? The graphic?
Yes, you have that.
And the report. Okay. All right, with the contribution detail report. I think I'm just going to go right to the actual report that's in Excel and rather than this PowerPoint. Can you see that now? Can you see the Excel? Yes? No?
Yes.
On summary detail, yes.
Yes, okay. All right, so the first page is the summary detail report. And what you will see on the Excel spreadsheet, once you download it or look at it online, is where all the contributions go. So it's a summary of all of our contributions. And when I was introduced, it was shared that I also feel that giving to the annual fund is equally important. So this report is going to be incredibly useful for not only the Polio Plus coordinators, but also for the annual fund and for the Paul Harris societies, because you can use it equally for both initiatives. So on this report, it happens to be my own district, and it shows actually the numbers of the figures that were raised for each of the areas of focus, for a donor advised fund, disaster response, share, and the World Fund. Here it shows that someone gave money to Polio Plus through their donor advised fund. Look at that. Polio Plus giving right there. So our total giving to Polio Plus at this time, this was a few months ago, was $72,000. Then we have another section that shows the endowment. And this is huge because the individual who made the $15 million contribution to start a new peace center was in my district. So that's why it shows 9 million right there. And then lastly, other funds. So the next, excuse me, going back there, trying to, the donor summary report. So I think most of you are aware that in Excel you can create filters. And here, look, you can sort it by club, by district. You can sort by Rotary ID if you needed to, by Rotary name. And here is the annual fund. So you can select how much money you want to look at as a baseline. So we can say that we want to look at everyone who gave 100. And there you are, just like magic. And you can do the same thing for the polio fund. And there you are. So you can actually export the information into your own Excel spreadsheet to track those Rotarians who are giving to the Polio Plus Fund at $100. Do you see how important this is? Incredibly helpful. All right, so now and then here, we can go to donor detail. And again, you can check the fund that you want to look at, whether it's annual fund or the Polio Plus Fund.
The slides are not moving.
Oh.
Yeah, Brenda,
We're stuck with the polio's detail summary.
Okay. I'm going to close that. Give me 1 second. How's that? I think we have it now. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so here, again, you can sort by amount, by currency, and by the fund. The other important thing that I want to share on the report, and remember, you will have training on this, and it won't be so scattered as what I'm doing today. I apologize. Is that the over here at this fund summary, it will show how the individuals made the contribution as well. So let's go back to all. And there is a place on here that will show how they made the designation, whether it was through Rotary Direct or a check or online giving, which will also be incredibly important for you as you begin this initiative. So I'm going to end with that because I feel I've totally failed you. I apologize, but sometimes it's hard to show this report when it's not live and active. What I can tell you is that as I was traveling over the last 2 weeks, I was working with the IT specialists at Rotary, and they promised me that this report would be ready on May 5th. And I didn't have internet access for a couple of days, and St. Croix. And this morning I finally got online and I'm not seeing it, Mian, so I'm not sure. Have you been able to access this?
Not yet, not yet. We will still
No.
start accessing it.
Okay, so I will certainly be on the phone with Rotary this morning to find out what happened. I know they were doing a lot of updates this weekend, so perhaps it just hasn't taken effect yet. But the report will be available to the RFCs, the EPNCs, the district governors, the district governor-elects, I believe, and the DRFCs, okay? And this will be available on your regular drop-down menu for all the reports that you can receive. It will be an added report. So once that's there, you can open it up, you can look at it, you can export it and send it to, I would filter what is needed first before you export it, because otherwise you won't be able to have the filter. It will go into PDF or something. So be sure you filter it the way you need to have it for whoever is requesting it. The other thing I want to caution everyone on is the information in these reports are only given to the individuals that I mentioned because it's extremely sensitive. A lot of the information is confidential. And so you don't want to broadcast this in any way. It is intended to just use for your purposes and for your recruitment and for your recognition. So I really want to emphasize that specifically. Even when sharing the reports, I think I would hide people's names if you're sharing it on a webinar. Please hide that confidentiality for people. Claire Monroe is in charge of she's the overall coordinator at Rotary for our End Polio Now coordinators. And the two of us are going to provide information to the EPNCs on how to utilize the report, best practices, Edwin, that you so love. We will do all of that and make sure that we can continue having the support of members around the globe. So thank you so much. That's all I have for you this morning. For me, good evening. Thank you once again, and congratulations to each and every one of you for making a difference in changing the lives of children. Remember the slides that I showed. Remember the videos that show the people who are suffering from polio. There is no reason why anyone needs to suffer from this disease. We have a solution, and Rotary is attending to that solution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Past RI Trustee Chair Brenda Cressey, for the insights and for inspire us more Rotarians to be Polio Plus Society members. Now, to award the E-Certificate of Appreciation, I'd like to call End Polio Now Coordinator Mary Ann Alcordo Solomon and our Zoom host, District Governor of District 3860, Imaginative District Governor Lilo Aleño.
Thank you, Ricky. Is Lilu here? Gob Lilu.
Yeah, I'm here.
Here. All right. Okay, so I'll read the certificate of appreciation presented to Brenda Cressey, the past Rotary International Trustee Chair, for her invaluable time and knowledge to give us updates on polio and inspire more Rotarians to be Polio Plus Society members and to raise more funds for polio, given this 8th day of May 2023 via Zoom. Signed by yours truly, Mary Ann Solomon and Polio Now Coordinator of Zone 10A, and Lilo Alinio, District Governor for Rotary Year 2022-2023 of District 3860, our Zoom host. So having said that, Brenda, you've enlightened us more about Polio Plus Society. And yes, our sharers, Carla and Edwin, are open to more invitations to share their best practices. So I will freely offer them to be part of your team. I will freely give them to you. And with that, Tope, what is next? So that's the certificate. We will give you back to Ricky Andres. Ricky, I think for the Q&A.
Okay, thank you, Gob. And now, thank you, Brenda. And we are now open for question and answer. If you have question, please write on the chat box, and I would like to call our facilitator or moderator for question and answer, the District Polio Coordinator for District 3860, Dr. Elaine Senerpida. Doc Elaine?
Thank you, Deputy Ricky. Good evening, Brenda. I know you're tired, so we are very inspired by your talk, even though you're tired. So to start off everything, with Taliban in control in Afghanistan, although we heard that they will continue to help to end polio, do you have any update on the situation there in Afghanistan?
I unfortunately I don't, but the last I heard is that the women in Rotary were the women volunteers, that is, were having difficulty getting access, but they persevere. And recently, our own President Jennifer was there to personally thank the women volunteers and to let them know how important their work was to Rotary and how inspiring they were to continue the fight. And there is a short video of Jennifer there. And I think that if everyone could just show that video at a club meeting, it would be extremely motivating and inspiring to see our president right there.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the floor or from the chat box? Feel free.
Dr. Elaine, how will the Ukraine war affect our polio, our polio work, the Ukraine war?
Brenda, it's for you,
yes.
actually.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So yes, the Ukraine war is like the floods in Pakistan, actually, is very difficult to overcome. But remember, we have partners. We have the World Health Organization, USAID. We have all of these wonderful partners who are really working with us together to overcome some of the difficulties in getting into these areas. So far, there haven't, as far as I know, there haven't been any reports particularly about the vaccinations that are occurring in Ukraine, but we continue to persevere. There's not much else we can do but to try to do what we can do when we can and where we can. And trust me, everyone is watching all of these areas, whether it's war or disasters, very, very closely and with our surveillance. Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you. We have another question from our end polio coordinator of the Zone 10A.
Thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Brenda, this is one of the frequently asked questions about the Polio Plus Society. When would be the time that Rotary International would be the ones to give the recognition to the Polio Plus Society? I understand this is still a district initiative. So would there come a time that it'll be Rotary International initiative?
Thank you, Mian. What's going to happen with this is because we are so close to the end of polio, yes, even after we're certified free, we're going to continue funding, as we all know. And so what I'm working with right now with Rotary is the Countdown to History Committee. And what we plan to do is, starting July 1st, is to provide a certificate of recognition for those districts who are in the society and to thank them. At this time, that's all that will happen, because the cost of initiating another program like this would probably overcome the amount of contributions that we're making. And remember that we're looking at a regionalization in Rotary, which allows districts to do what they feel is important in their area and their region. And so in a way, this Polio Plus Society is the leading edge of how districts can create their own programs and how they best feel they should be implemented.
Thank you, Brenda. As you mentioned, there will be a certificate starting July.
Yes.
Would this be retroactive, meaning to say if we participated 3 years before or 2 years before, will they be part of this certificate?
Absolutely. We're going to count on you as an EPNC to provide us with the information. And I will be sending a communication to all the EPNCs regarding that, regarding the report, and some other important factors that go around the society.
Wonderful. I think that would clarify a lot of questions here in the platform. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brenda, there's a question in the chat box by our district trainer, Barbette Luminoque of the District 3860. And she's asking what steps are being taken to ensure equitable distribution of the polio vaccine to all communities, particularly those in hard to reach or conflict afflicted areas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. That's a great question. And this is why we have the GPEI working with us with equal access to the vaccine. And it's also why they just recently updated their strategy, because what they did find is that, as I mentioned earlier, women have less access to health care and therefore less access to the vaccine. And so I think working with GPEI, this continues to be a top priority, and they are looking at constantly looking at ways to make this happen.
Thank you. There's another question here, Brenda. I hope we're not keeping you too tired there. District 3790, immediate District Secretary Laura is asking, does it have to be 100% contribution of all the clubs in a district to be recognized?
No, we will have both. Actually, I didn't mention this, but we will have actually, as you do, club recognition certificates for 100%, and district representation for the Polio Plus Society means that perhaps I don't really have the criteria for that yet. I'm thinking about it. What do you think? Anyone have any recommendations? Send it to me. I'm listening. I'm not sure I'm not sure that it's fair to have every single member in the district, but perhaps every club that decides that they would like to have and enter into creating their society in their club, or having members in their club in the society, maybe a percentage, right? Maybe a percentage of each club be in the society, and then that we could offer a really special recognition for that. But I would love to have your ideas.
Thank you. So everybody, any ideas? Please tell her. Brenda is waiting.
Yes, Dr. Elaine, I'm just thinking that non-Rotarians can also donate to Polio Plus, because this is a universal healthcare project for children, our future. So we can also encourage our friends who are non-Rotarians to donate to polio. So I think I'm
Absolutely.
gonna start that. I can start that with my doctor classmates all over the world. So
Excellent, excellent. And be sure to have a special recognition certificate for those people who are non-Rotarians. I remember when I began creating the sample, the example or the sample of the form for membership, that I was reminded that many spouses who may not be a Rotarian would also like to give and be part of it. And indeed, I did have many spouses at these two events I was recently at who said, I want to be part of this movement. I want to be part of the Polio Plus Society. So let's do that. You can create a beautiful certificate and recognition.
If I may
Yeah, very
share,
nice.
yes, if I
Yeah.
may share, Doc Alate.
Yeah, go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes, in our club, the Rotary Club of Central Pampanga, during the World Immunization Week, so non-Rotarians donated to the Polio Plus Fund. So what we did is we gave certificate to the non-Rotarians to acknowledge their contributions to the Polio Plus Fund in eradicating polio. And we donated that Polio Plus Fund contribution to be credited in our club. So one way of recognizing them is to give them a certificate of recognition in supporting the Rotary's top priority in ending polio.
Mhm.
There you
Excellent,
go.
excellent. There you go, is right. I am so
Yeah.
fortunate to have you on my team, Carla.
Thank you.
District 3830, District Governor Mildred wants to share some initiatives in their district, I think. Governor
Yeah,
Mildred? Yeah,
yeah,
please.
good morning here because I'm now in Hawaii, and good evening here there in the Philippines. So yeah, thank you so much, past trustee Brenda, for the sharing of this very very important and critical information that we have in eradicating polio. In District 3830, I would like to share that our district is, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Our district is in collaboration with the Department of Health because May 2 to May 30 is the National Immunization Month. That includes the rubella, the measles, and of course, the oral polio vaccine. And the target is to immunize 11 million children in that age group in the whole Philippines. And we are very happy that our Rotarians or the club members are so engaged in helping in doing the immunization. Now, what really also what I'd like to also ask is the process of us. Of course, we Rotarians, we contribute to the funds of the polio vaccines, right? So does it the Rotary International gives funding to where is it World Health Organization? And please correct me if I'm right in what I'm saying. And then the World Health Organization will provide vaccines to especially like Department of Health of the Philippines. And what we're doing right now is we get our vaccines through the local government units, and we do the collaboration by helping in doing the vaccination. That's what we're doing in here, and we're very much doing a double time on this so that we will be part of that initiative to at least more than 90% of children will be immunized in the next few more days till the end of May. That's what we're doing.
District
Thank
Governor
you.
Mildred, you are so correct in all that you say. And yes, the funding that we are raising does go towards grants. And many people, Rotarians, are very hesitant, districts are hesitant to give some of their DDF to Polio Plus. One of the reasons is that they don't understand that Polio Plus does provide grants to the World Health Organization, USAID. That's where the money goes, exactly to vaccines, to distribution, all of these things. And so when people are hesitant to give DDF and say that our members gave the money for projects and grants and not to Polio Plus, if they want to give to Polio Plus, they will make a gift to Polio Plus. Well, the fact remains that the money we are giving to Polio Plus is actually a project. It's our signature project of Rotary. It's our #1 priority. And so when you begin to share how much money that we're raising with the help of the Bill Gates Foundation's 100 million match, and how that breaks down into the different grant projects, if you will, they can finally see and envision the importance of giving to Polio Plus. They can finally see the rationale behind giving DDF to help eradicate polio. And I really appreciate you bringing that to this event today, because that awareness is critically important, and DDF giving is critically important. So I think this helps the district governors and the DRFCs to explain the importance behind the giving. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that, alignment and the clarification on the things that the process of how it's done.
And thank you for trying to immunize 98% of that 11 million in the Philippines.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a feat. Thank
Yes.
you, Governor Mildred. Can we have one more question so that Brenda can have her beauty sleep? For the last question, which could be Polio Plus Society related question. Anybody in the room? So if not, I'll probably ask the last question, Brenda.
Okay. All right.
Okay. How about when are we going to have the training for the Excel or the and polio coordinators and all that, because it's kind of hard to track the donors for the Polio Plus Society, especially in our district. So we never know if the member paid or not. So.
Definitely before July 1st. Definitely before July 1st. I'm working with Claire. We were, as I mentioned earlier, I thought the reports would be available by the 5th of May, and I'm not seeing it. So I'm not sure if I'm looking in the wrong place, but I will be making that call to staff today. And I don't think we have an upcoming call with the EPNCs specifically, but we will be reaching out to everyone and inviting them to a training for that. Perhaps we could, I could work with Mien to have a special training just for the Philippines and some of the key people who are there. So Mien, we can work on that.
Well, that would be swell, Brenda.
I know.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be great to have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doc Elaine, yes.
Carla.
Yes, since in Zone 10A, I was appointed as the Polio Plus Society to monitor the Polio Plus Society members in our district. So what we are planning to do in our zone is to first to ask all the Polio Now coordinator, the DPCs, to have the to send the copy of the charter, the following year, and all their charter Polio Plus Society. What we are doing in our district is to share this with you is we monitor those charter members who among the charter members pledged to give $100 yearly from the next year who gave another, because since they pledged to give yearly, what we are doing to those individuals who were not able to give that the following year. So we are with my conversation to our EPNC government, we will monitor all the district in Zone 10A so that all the Polyplus Society, as what Digito past district governor To said a while ago, it's very important to make a follow-up, di ba? So we have to make a follow-ups for those who already gave $100 to Polyplus Society, and also to create awareness in order to encourage members what is the importance of that $100 giving to polio to become a Polyplus Society.
Excellent.
And also with the monitoring in our district with regards to those monitoring, first we have to ask the club presidents or who are in charge. Like for example, in our district, we have our End Polio Now coordinator who is monitoring for the contributions of the Polio Plus Fund, so that we will know if that Polio Plus contribution is already credited to the Polio Plus Fund of the member. Because there is a rule in district that there is a rule that after 60 days, there's only 60 days to reclassify the Polio Plus Fund. Otherwise, it will be credited to the default fund, which is the annual fund. So what we are doing is we consistently monitor the donation each member, and then we ask the in charge in the RI, who is Mrs. Stella, in charge for the detailed Polyplus Fund contribution of each member, so that we can verify if the member contribution is already credited to their Polyplus Fund.
Excellent. And this report, and this report's going to be so helpful, Carla, as you saw how you can filter it.
Yes, thank you,
See,
Deputy Carla. I think Babayan raising her hand.
Yes.
So,
I would like to add to what I would like to add to what Carla mentioned. I think it is very timely with her being appointed as the Polio Plus coordinator for Zone 10A. She will be closely coordinating with each of the districts Polio Plus Society coordinator as well, to make their job easier. And perhaps, Brenda, if I may suggest, come July 1, when we will have that training on how to access this database, our Polio Plus Society coordinators can attend, so that they will have first-hand information and training for that. It will make the work of the End Polio Now coordinators and a close monitoring of the Polio Plus Society members will lead to better performance and better tracking of their payments, their annual payments. So thank you very much, Brenda, for this new initiative, very welcome initiative. And thank you, Carla. You have more work ahead of you, and work began yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Brenda, I think you will agree that our evening is very productive, right?
Yes, extremely. And it's all so well said, and you can feel the passion and the excitement behind all the presenters. Thank you so much. And the questionnaires, yes. Did we have any others?
I would like to just say maybe another question, and then we probably can stop, because I think Brenda had a lot of questions already. So this is the last one. So is there any other way to determine the members and Polio Now contribution without asking the club? Does the End Polio Now contribution have a database where we can monitor?
Yes, this report that, Mian, you're on mute. What are you saying?
Oh, okay. This was what we're talking about, the database where we can monitor. It will be out in July. So although emails were sent to the regional coordinators, the governors and governor-elect, as what mentioned by Brenda. Actually, I received my copy just today. We will have to go through the forms. We will have to access it for us to inform the district governors, the district polio coordinators, most especially. So yes, Laura, there will be a database where we can monitor, and it will be through your Polio Now coordinator. And of course, now with our Polio Plus Society coordinator.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so I think that will end our question and answer. And it's nice having you, Brenda. And I'll see
Thank
you
you
in
so much.
Melbourne.
Oh,
I'll see you
yes,
in
I can't
Melbourne.
wait. I'll see you at the
Yeah.
booth.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
who's
will.
going, come by and say hello. And I think the excitement and the enthusiasm here in this zone deserves to have a special meeting just to show the attributes of the new report, how you can use them, the best practices of how to track, and more importantly, how to thank and recognize and cultivate the members in our zones. It's going to be such a value, and I'm so looking forward to it being available. So I hope to have that training. I'll work with Carla and with Mian to set up a date to do this. And if we can't do it before the end of the year, we'll certainly do it shortly after July 1st. But let's try to do it before. I think the reports will be available before July 1st. So that will be good. The toolbox will be ready July 1st.
Okay, so we won't keep you. And that ends our question and answer. Back to you, Ricky.
Okay, thank you, DPC Alain. I hope we have answered all the questions. So we have achieved our learning objectives on raising awareness, raising funds, and promoting the Polio Plus Society program. So can we have a thumbs up to all participants? Okay, it has been a productive session, and thank you to all for sharing all your best practices and plans on raising awareness, raising funds for polio, and how we can further promote your Polio Plus Society. And I believe we learned a lot with so many takeaways. So go back. I would like to call back our Polio Now coordinator, Mary Ann Alcordo Solomon.
Thank you very much, Ricky. What superb hosting for keeping this webinar in place. And likewise, of course, our guest of honor, our keynote speaker, Brenda. I know you've been traveling. I see you in Facebook here and there, and you're catching up on your sleep. So we will not really take up much of your time. I know you're having your breakfast in a few minutes, but we have been more informed about polio per se, and most especially about Polio Plus Society. And I'm really happy that our champions for the Polio Plus Society, two of our champions rather, share their best practices, and these are good takeaways to the other participants here in the platform. We have some district governors present. We have Gov Anna here, Gov Mildred, and Gov Lilu. And we also have future governors, like in the person of Governor Jong Fernandez, who is here as well. And we have our district polio coordinators with less than 2 months. It's crunch time. I know we can do something by the end of the year, this Rotary year. We will go and reach 1 million. I claim it, we claim it, and Rotary will claim it as well. So this has been a productive evening. Thank you to everyone who has joined in. I know Ricky will say, please stay put because we will have our last photo opportunity. So I will just grab this from Ricky. Please turn on your video so that we will have this photo opportunity. Watch out, Edwin. Watch out, Carla. You will have a busy year ahead of you.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile.
Thumbs up, everyone.
Okay. Thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda, for giving us
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Here
everyone.
in Melbourne, I'll be in Melbourne. Elaine will
Oh,
be in
good.
Melbourne.
Good,
Goblilo
good,
will be
good.
in Melbourne. Who else will be in
Thank you,
Melbourne?
Goblin.
Excellent.
Gob
Edwin, you're
will
on my
be in
team
Melbourne.
also.
Wonderful. Gob Mildred, will you be in Melbourne?
Yes, I'll be there. Thank you.
Yes. We can have a group photo when Brenda will be there. Once she
Yes, let's do
me
that.
and I'll
That
put
would
it
be
in the chat.
nice.
Thank
Put
you very
together,
much.
put together a WhatsApp.
Thank you, Gobean, and thank you, Brenda, for
Thank you,
serving
Bob
as our resource
and
speaker. And thank you,
Mildred.
everyone, for your presence and
Oh,
participation.
sige.
Thank you,
Ricky.
classmate.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Webinar
Thank you,
adjourned.
Elaine. Thank you.
Thank you, Goblilo. Thank you, Goban.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Gobjong. Goblilo.
Thank you.